We're looking at a 2020 Edge here, Ford Edge, and the complaint is the sunroof rattles. And it actually, upon further investigation, it's actually the sunroof shade that rattles, and it rattles when it's retracting. And I've diagnosed it already, and I'm going to replace the part today, which is what the main purpose is of this video. But I'm going to show you the noise here, or let you listen to it. I'm going to just put it back here, and I'm going to retract the sunroof, and you should be able to hear this. Hear that rattling? Okay. Now, I have seen some vehicles to where the actual shade itself, when it's rolling up, makes that noise. And I know for a fact that that's not the case with this one, because somebody else at this dealership had previously diagnosed this one as the shade, and I've already put it in. They had me put it in, and it didn't fix it. Well, it actually might have made it slightly better, but I mean, most of the noise is still there. And last week, before we ordered the part, I sat in the back seat with the headliner down, and I put my hand on the motor, and you can feel it vibrating when it's making that noise. So, you know, since the shade has been replaced, you know, unless for some reason the cables are bad, which I don't think it can possibly be the cable, because it's too rhythmic. You know, it makes the noise just a rump, 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 rump. It's just steadily in time. And the only thing that's moving like that, really, I mean, I can't imagine that the cable has a bad place in it at exactly that point as it's going by the gears of the motor. So it's obviously the motor. So anyway, I'm going to do a little quickie on how to do the motor. Be right back in the back seat. All right, so real quick, here I am in the back seat, and there is the shade. It even says, I don't know if you can see it there, it even says Shade Drive on it. I'll show you the new motor. It says Shade Drive. It's the one on the passenger side. The one on the right side is the sunroof glass. So what I'm going to do here, this just pulls down by magnets. It's held up by magnets. If you hear it snap back up. What we're going to do here, we're going to take this off. You pull this off, and there's a Torx number 20 behind both of these. I'm going to take them out, and then I'm going to flex this down, and this will pop over. This is just sitting over in here. Now you can pull this molding down if you want to, if you're not comfortable with this. You would want to pull this off. There'll be a Torx number 50, I believe, back here. You take the seatbelt off, and you could pull this panel down. It just snaps down, and then you could drop it that way. But this headliner will flex right over top of it. So let me get it in place, and I'll show you. So here we are. Took the grab handle down, pulled this right from over the top. You can see this little bit of a, let me see if you can see this right here. If you see the little ridge right there, let's see if that shows up on camera. The little ridge that's on there, that little ridge, it's only this much. This little bit right here that sticks up over top of that molding. So you can just flex it right off of there, and you don't need to take the molding down, which honestly is better, because the headliner will flex and snap right back. Those moldings, you have to pull on them in a certain place and everything, and they just sometimes stretch and just don't ever fit exactly right. You got to worry about the clips, and this is really a better way, in my opinion. But if you can look and see, the headliner's dangling, and there is the motor, and it's going to have 3 Torx. Haven't checked them yet. I'm thinking 25s, possibly 20s, but I'm thinking 25s. So it would be 1, 2, and then 1 right there. I'm going to unscrew them, unplug the motor, drop the motor, pop the new motor back up. Not a big deal, so I'm going to do it. And the reason, other thing is you couldn't get really an impact in here, I don't think, but I've got a 90-degree drill, and I'm going to take this long extension off of it and just put the Torx on the end of it, and it fits right up in here with no problem. So highly recommend you get a 90-degree. You don't have to use my brand, but they are super useful, especially if you're working on the interior of a car. All right, be right back with the motor. So here's the old motor. They were indeed Torx number 25s. Came right out, unplugged it, and it's, you know, just a simple matter. Here's the new motor, and as you can see, if you ever have them both out, it's hard to mess them up, because it says literally Shade Drive on it. And I would assume the other one probably says roof drive or glass drive or something. So I'm going to pop the new one back in, show you the result. By the way, just so you have a little more confidence in what I'm telling you here, here it is from the back. I've got the whole thing down. It pops right up over this little edge here. You can just, when you put it up there, you can just fold it a little bit and it snaps right back. And you've got magnet, and that's just a guide. Magnet and guide. But there it is from the back. There's the cord hanging there. So, and it just literally, the headliner just sits up over top of this. So not a big deal. New motor in place. I'm gonna pop the headliner back up there and put that grab handle on there, and then run the initialization. Because this is a brand new motor, it will need to be initialized. If you do this on either motor, don't be surprised if you have to initialize it 2, 3, 4, 5 times sometimes. Sometimes they'll take the programming the very first time, and sometimes they're stubborn. But anyway, to put this back up here, all I'm really gonna do, I can't really do it with 2 hands. I'm gonna push here, and I'm gonna pull here, and it's gonna kind of bend it a little bit, as you can see, and it'll pop right up there. So I'll be back with the post-mortem there on it and see how the noise is gone or not. There it is, all back together. Can't even tell I've been here. Look at that. That thing snaps right back into place. Can't even tell I've been here, except for that hopefully the noise will be gone. So now I'm going to program it, initialize it, whatever you want to call it, and I will, with you fine people, we will listen to the noise and see if it's gone together. All right, I've just run the initialization and I tested it, and it actually went back during the initialization and it didn't make any noise. But let's do it for real one time. Let's see if the one touch works. Here goes the shade. Let's listen for that grinding noise. Nope, don't hear it. That fixed it. And it's got a little noise back there, but they all have a little bit of noise. All right, so that fixed it. We'll just bring it back forward. It made a little noise coming forward with the old one too, and that's totally not there. So they're not completely like whisper quiet ever. So this one is fixed, and that's good to go. Now I'm gonna just tell you one thing that's kind of I don't know, sad or irks me or whatever. I don't do a whole lot of edges, so I had to actually go watch my own video on how to initialize this, because I didn't remember exactly how. So I watched it. Well, it makes me watch the commercial and skip through it and watch the whole thing and everything just like anybody else was, but I don't get a view for it. So that's just kind of weird. It doesn't count as a view if it's coming from my phone. So anyway, so this one's fixed. No muss, no fuss. Bob's your uncle now. You know, good old Uncle Bob. We all love him. So if you've got an Edge that has a sunroof motor or a shade motor, that's how to do it, because the shade motor is on the passenger rear, but the sunroof motor is basically in the same spot on the driver's rear, and it would literally be the same exact operation in reverse. And the initialization programs both motors, so you only need one initialization, which I will link that video in this one. So if you have any questions or comments, this probably won't be a real common one. I don't expect this video to do a whole lot, but you know, it's a little extra content, and there will be a few people that may help. Now, if you do have any problems, comment. Maybe I can help you. Well, anyway, everything's good. See you later. Thanks for watching. Comments, anything you need, let me know.